Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Listen, tonight is going to be an awesome show. We're going to be talking about friendships. Should we stay or should we go? Tune in and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
It's your time to renew, rebuild, and restore. Let's go.
Welcome to the Rebirth. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm your host, Shay Marriott. And tonight I have a special guest host, but you know what? He is a friend to the show, and you know him as the Thinker.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Welcome, Corey.
What's going on?
Go ahead. I'll let you introduce yourself. My bad.
I'm just like in a new studio. I feel like the Martin show. I feel like I'm in Martin's studio. We're staying at. We're staying at. Oh, what's going on, everybody?
Yes, thank
Corey's
you for
back.
hanging out with me tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We
Thank
said
you.
that
Thank
at the
you.
same time.
We did. We did. We both appreciate it. We appreciate y'all.
Yes. Shout out to Eli. Eli is going to be away for the next 2 weeks, but Corey is going to make sure that we have a great show as he always does.
Yeah.
So thank you for dropping in.
I appreciate it. I'm
Yeah,
trying
how
to
was-
fill in his shoes a little bit.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Okay.
Weekend was good. It's, besides the weird weather, the wind was crazy.
The wind was crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thought I could walk, and then I was like walking sideways.
It wasn't happening.
Yeah. Walking sideways.
But I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that over all the crazy rain and all of that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yesterday was a good day. It was windy, but it was nice and sunny. So I would take that.
It was.
Yeah, so we have an exciting show for you guys tonight. But before we get started, make sure, if you have not already, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It's important that we are able to bring you good content every week. And all we ask you to do is to subscribe. All right. So hit that like button and share it, because tonight we're going to be talking about friendships. Should we stay or should we go?
And how they shape our lives.
How they shape our lives. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good
But
topic,
before
though.
we get into that,
Okay.
we got a Rebirth meetup coming up. Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yes.
We've been talking about it, and it's finally coming. So July 20th? July 20th is the date. July 20th. So save the date, mark it in your calendars. We are going to be doing a Rebirth meetup, and it's going to be limited seating.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody that was at those Rebirth Lives, make sure y'all come and stand
Yeah.
outside so we can,
Yeah.
let you in. Maybe Shay gonna be at the door. Shay gonna be at the door.
So what can you expect? Networking, of course. We're going to have some good conversation, and again, it's limited seating. It's not going to be like our big Rebirth Lives, which that will be coming up in October. But this particular one is just networking, coming together, and up close and personal with a lot of the people that you've met on the panel already. So of course we have Corey, myself, Eli. Boss Up Brand is going to be in the building. Women of More is going to be in the building. So we're going to have a good time. So the tickets will be going on sale soon. So make sure you follow us so you can look out for the date. Well, we have the date, but you can look out for the location. But mark the date, July 20th.
Is it sneakers or hard bottoms for the Rebirth?
Listen, it's casual. It's
casual. Okay.
Casual. You don't have to dress up. And speaking of that, one of our sponsors for that event. Let me make sure that I say the name correctly, because I don't want to mess this up. Let me get her name of her company. It is Bay KL. Bay KL is going to be sponsoring, one of the sponsors for the Rebirth meetup. So, make sure you guys go and follow her. I'm sure you can follow her on Instagram. And she actually does body butters. And this one is for men. It's called Douce.
Douce.
Yeah. Let's
Am
try.
I gonna drink it or put it on?
Let's try. Hey, you might do a little bit both.
Okay. Douce.
Yep.
I
Douce.
just ran out of body butter this morning, so it smells all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want try the texture?
Yeah, I'm trying.
And I'm gonna try, I think, the lemon.
What's this one?
This one's called
Douce.
Cocoa Glow.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. So this one is like pink. It's nice and thick, guys.
I like
It's
it.
creamy. It gives you a nice little coating, little shine. Because we gotta make sure we have good products to take care of that ash, you know.
I don't know what you talking about. I don't be getting no ass.
You don't be getting ash around your
No,
nose,
I'm young.
your knees.
Mm-mm.
What age got to do with ash?
I don't know.
Listen.
Yeah. You know, you gotta in between your crevices.
Yes. And this one is called lemon cake.
I like
It
this.
smells really good. You like the way it smells?
Yeah, I might not have to wear cologne with this.
Okay.
Juice.
Do say.
You might have me in the rebirth meetup with a wife. Like
Not
this.
a white beater.
Yeah. Oh,
Listen. Oh wow.
yeah, it's good. This is good.
I like
Fellas,
it. Yeah.
this is good.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
Okay. We got a winner
I
here.
like it a lot. I ain't saying that. I
So
do
make
like
sure make sure you check it out, and you can have that.
it. You got
one.
it?
You can have that
Look
one.
at that, man.
Yeah.
Not only you get
can
a new
have
studio,
that
you
one.
get gifts.
Listen, we give out gifts here.
Look at that.
Shout out again to Bay KL. Go
Thank you.
check her out. Lovely products. Nice and shiny.
I like it's
here.
not watery. It's
Right.
yeah,
Definitely. So she is definitely going to be the one of the sponsors for the Rebirth Meetup. So guys, make sure you go and support. All right, well, let's get into the show.
Yeah. Friendships.
Check out this video before we get started. I want you to check out this video and let me know what your thoughts. Make sure you post it in the comments.
Going through a very hard time, my friend Maria. And I went to her house for dinner, and she was telling me about this awful time she went through. And I wanted to be sympathetic, but at the same time, I was really pissed off that she didn't call me. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm here, I love you, I support you, like, you're always there for me. Why wouldn't you let me be there for you? Like, how selfish are you? Like, you wouldn't let me be there for you. She says to me, I did. I reached out to you a number of times. And I look at my phone, like the text, she goes, want to come over? I'm like, how the hell do I know that that's a cry for help versus every other time you ask me over, which sounds exactly the same? And so she read an article that says that when somebody's struggling, all they need is 8 minutes of help or support from a friend to get them back on track. And so we came up with a code. We write to each other, do you have 8 minutes? It means I need you. And anybody can step out of a meeting for 8 minutes to be there for a friend.
Wow, 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
You think about that was powerful. When I seen that, you know, you think it takes a lot of time to be there for people, your friends, right?
Mhm.
And one of the things that came to me like a couple months ago, people will take days off to attend your funeral, but won't take 8 minutes to leave.
Yeah.
To put down their distraction and talk to you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, that's a big deal. And you know how he talked about the signs that he mentioned that he wasn't paying attention to, right? And he really wanted to be there for his friends. So 8 minutes.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
But you know, one of the things too, I think that sometimes we think we are giving hints and we're reaching out and you know we're saying, hey, I need help or I need to talk to you. But how he just explained that, he was just thinking that she was just, you know,
Yeah, you want to
just
come
trying
over?
to you know. So I think it's important that we're intentional about with our words as well, because we can't read minds. Like,
True.
I don't know that you're going through something right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
And if I'm caught up in my everyday and, you know, busy, and you may be like, hey, I need some time with you, but you're not saying that. You're
Yeah.
just saying, hey, you want to catch up or you want to stop by? You're not letting me know that something's really wrong.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to miss that,
Yeah, true.
you know?
Why do you think we
So,
do that?
Yeah.
Why do you think we do
Yeah. I think a lot of people are afraid to say, hey, I need help.
that?
Right? Like I need help. I think it's very hard for people to reach out for help.
Yeah, true.
You know, especially if it's something that we feel like, especially if you're a person that always feel like everybody look at you as you can handle everything.
Mhm.
You know, like you're the person everybody go to talk to.
Yeah.
I think those people really have a hard time reaching out for help.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it's important for us to speak in plain English what you need. And it may not be crisis, right? You may not be in a crisis. You just may need to bounce something off somebody before you make a bad decision. You may need to vent for 30 seconds, or you may need to ask for advice, right? So it may not always be crisis, but when it is, both sides, I think you need to just reach out and say what it is. Yeah,
absolutely. I think one of the things I think I do, I'm not sure. You could tell me because we're friends. So, you know, I think I'm good with asking, are you okay?
Yeah.
You know,
you definitely that person.
I ask, are you okay? Are you good? Are you okay? And believe it or not, sometimes people have a hard time with that. Sometimes people have a hard time having someone constantly asking them, are you okay? Are you good? You know, but I don't know. It's just a habit that I have, you know, and sometimes I'm on point.
Yeah, you definitely did that to me before.
Yeah.
You're like, Corey, are you good? I'll be like,
it's that intuition.
Think so.
Like, what's going on?
I'm like, yeah, who sent you?
The Lord.
Like, yeah,
the Lord.
You said that one time too.
God.
Like, look out my window. Yeah, but I think that's true, and I think it's important to ask those questions. But I think we have to take it a step further too, right? So, like, are you okay? Is plain language, right? It's the basic level of asking for help or asking somebody, do you need me?
Yeah.
And I think they talk about that when it's not vulnerable to just say, are you good?
Yeah.
It's vulnerable to ask for help.
Right.
So you have to kind of go to that next level and ask for it. And I don't know who gets it right. You know, I feel like, was it our generation that struggles to ask for the help as opposed to the younger generation? Because I feel like the younger generation this is what's going on with me. You know what I mean? Like they're very open, like,
for sure.
Yeah,
because the younger generation is what's making therapy
a thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like the young people's like, I got my therapist and God. Like that's right. You know, as you should. Yeah. So I do think it's our generation. I think it's also the generation before us.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know,
I would agree. But the key to that is this: really, sometimes you can't sit on the fact that, am I okay? Somebody just checks on you. Just be vulnerable enough to just say, yo, this is what's going on, right? And trust yourself. I think we have to start trusting ourselves more to understand that we are feeling something, and just be honest with it.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the alternative? That you just gonna crash, or you just gonna be by yourself? But I will say too, not everybody deserves that 8 minutes, right? You can't ask everybody for 8 minutes.
So who doesn't deserve the 8 minutes, Corey?
I think people that don't
speak on it.
I think people that are just this, you know, your associates. Everybody doesn't get to know your story, right? Just because you see Steve at the at the water machine, or just because you met Carol over here, she may not be your 8 minute person. Counsel matters, right? So like the people that you call your friends, or the people that you seek counsel from, that's important, because they may send you on a dummy mission,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And think about how they live in their life and how they move in with certain situations. Not everything, because everybody's not perfect, right? So, but do they have a resume of how they handle certain situations, whether that be parenting, whether that be work, whether that be friendship, relationships, whatever that is? Like, how are they moving in those situations? And do they accept counsel? All of those things should be something that you pay attention to when you start to divulge and ask information for people. I need your 8 minutes. The 8 minutes you give me may send me on a crash and burn mission. So it's important.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's important.
Absolutely. I think too, it's very important. One of the questions that I use a lot, and I think that comes from me just being a therapist, is how can I support you? Because sometimes, why are you laughing?
You know why? I'll let you land first.
Because some people, they may not know how to ask for help or what it is that they need, right? And sometimes we assume we know what that person may need. And instead of just throwing out things, you know, just like, yo, how can I support you? You know? And sometimes it's just knowing that you're there is good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Or knowing that I have your ear. Like, I don't want you to give me like, I don't want you to give me the answers, or, you know, like give me solutions, but knowing that I'm able to just vent in this moment, that supported me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what was you about to say?
No, I was laughing because that's a hard question, right? Like sometimes you want to vent, and sometimes somebody's like, "Oh, how can I support you?" Like, that adds complexity to the problem, or not the rest of the problem. It's just like, all right, so they ask, "How can I help?" Do I say it? Then that adds another layer to it, right? But I think that's why I say it's important to make sure the people that you're asking for help or that you surround yourself with or your friends are your friends. You know what I mean?
Like, for sure.
Because not everybody should be able to divulge into that. And as you get older and as you walk through life and you experience certain things, like the title is like, do they stay or go? Right? Sometimes those relationships evolve or they don't. And that's just the natural progression of life. It's not that one person is good or bad. Is that sometimes people are in a season where they need you or you need them because y'all are going through something similar. And then as they evolve or you evolve or things happen and things change, you have to be grown enough to understand that sometimes people get off at a certain stop. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
It is okay. It really is okay. And that's definitely something that we're going to touch on tonight. So if you are just tuning in, if you're just joining us, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tonight, we're going to be talking about friendships. Should we stay? Should we go? But before we get into our topic, let's take a look at this next video.
Need 5 types of friends. Very first one is your covenant friend. This is the guy who is your ride or die, and they are always there for you. Your spiritual friend. This is the person that'll pray for you. This is the person that you go for advice, spiritual advice when you're down. This one's really hard to come by. It's called a confidant. Who do you go to when you have life decisions? The one you can share wins with. Because sometimes we can't share wins because people are jealous. This person right here, your confidant, you come to him and say, hey bro, check it out. Just made $1 million. And they go, good for you, bro. Good for you, what's next? Next, your hospitable friend. This person cares for your well-being. This person right here is always like, hey man, how are you doing? No, I don't care about how you're doing at work. How's your heart? Do you have that friend? If you don't have that friend, you need to seek out that friend. Because that friend brings life. And then lastly, we all need a hitman. You know what a hitman friend does? Hey bro, check it out. Some stuff went down. They don't ask questions. They go get a bat and they roll out. You need that friend too. You got me? Sometimes you can have a friend, and listen to me real quick. If you have a friend that's more than 2 or 3 on this list is one person, bro, you need to go tell that person today that you thank them. Hey, we did a personal inventory today. Ryan was talking about the top 5 friends, and you're 3 of them. I just want to let you know I appreciate you in my life. Hey, if you don't have any of those friends, I'm going to challenge you to start putting capital into other people. You can't do life alone. You have to have people in your life. That's why in the Marine Corps, we have a fire team. It's 4. We don't send one person. Even in the most elite military units, that we send 2. So who do you have in your circle? And take a personal inventory. If you got crappy friends, you need to start kicking them to the curb, because that is your future. You guys got me? I'm lucky that my friends are here. My friends choke me and hold me accountable.
All right. That was good, right?
It was good.
That was good. So he named 5 different type of friends.
Yeah.
Now I can truly say that I am blessed to have a very good circle of friends. Now, I can also say that within that circle, there's a couple people that actually fit all 5 of what he said. Not everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I've always had a friend for certain things. I had that friend that was like, oh, we need to go. What we need to go do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can call that person.
Right.
They like, let's pull the ponytail up here. You know, where the Vaseline. I got a couple people that is like ride or die. But then I have a friend that, you know, will definitely, that's the person I will go to pray.
Okay.
That's gonna pray with. That's gonna cover me. You know, just like what he was saying. You know, but then sometimes I think we have friends that we've been holding on to for a long period of time, and we actually outgrown them.
Yeah.
And we're still either calling each other besties or we're friends, but we're not. It's one-sided.
Yeah.
Somebody's not showing up. So let's dive into it.
Yeah. I think that it's what I've recognized inside of what he was saying is that it's really basic language that we're using to describe and shape our lives. Sometimes we make it overly complicated, right? Like he talked about the 5 levels of friendship, right? Or the 5 people that you need in your life. And like you said, you may have somebody that's all 5, and it's okay that a person is just one of those, right? But what it made me think about, he even talked about the military and how even in the most elite groups, they always send 2.
Yeah.
And you can't do life alone.
Yeah.
Right. And what it made me think about myself is like, I think I'm a good friend, but I don't know if I'm good at receiving friendship.
And why is that?
I don't know. I think because like sometimes you pride yourself on this figuring it out. Right. And I think I'm still learning how to accept help. Right. Because somebody would be like, you know what? You need X, Y, and Z, or you need help to do this. I'm just getting comfortable. I'm getting more comfortable. Let me say that. More comfortable at accepting friends, because it's a trust thing, right? You have people that you trust.
Absolutely.
Because we've all been burnt from a trust perspective, or people that is either told our business or judged us for this. Or sometimes when you ask for certain levels of help, it will change the dynamic of your friendship, right? Because sometimes people will say, "Oh, you ask me for anything." Then you ask them, it's like. Or you can ask them if they can't show up. What does that turn into? Oh, right. So you have to be grown to be a good friend, and you have to be grown to accept friendship, right? And I think that as I'll speak for me, as I continue to evolve and go through experiences and get older, you learn how to accept friendships differently. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. Do you feel the same way? Like as we. There's certain levels of, in your 20s, it was a certain group of friends or certain things that you accepted friendship for, what you thought it was. In your 30s, it was something. 40s, right? It's something.
You can go ahead and say it.
I mean, I wasn't. I'm saying me. You know what I mean? I was stopping at 40.
Right? I gotta keep on going. 50,
it's all good, but you know what? But those friendships and those things, your asks are different, right? What you need can sometimes be different. Right, and I think it was super important that we just assess. Like sometimes you need those videos. Like, let me think about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So twice a year, and I say this all the time. Twice a year, I do I reevaluate my circle, especially if I'm feeling like drained. I reevaluate my circle. I reevaluate like just things that I'm doing in my life, the relationships that I have, and am I feeling drained from these relationships, or are they pouring back into me? Yeah. Because I think I'm not perfect, but I will ask my friends, hey, if there's something that I can do better, or is something you're not receiving from me, then let me know. Yeah. Let me know. But I do think that we grow out of love with our friends. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, and I think you brought up you brought up a good point when you said, like, it has your time expired, right. Because we're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. Yeah, for sure. So if I'm evolving as a person and you're still talking about what we did back in 1990 and you stuck there. So every time we come together, it's the same conversation. Yeah. What we doing? Then it's just like, okay, what are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think to your point is like, do your friends accept the changes that are happening in your life? Right? Because as you continue to evolve and change, and so do they. They may be still pulling you to a place of like, but like you said, like 1990.
Right.
But like,
it's not graduated. Hey, it's 1990.
She said 1990. That's crazy.
Whatever. What you trying to say, Corey?
I graduated in 2000.
What? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You said 1990.
Whatever. Stanley, Stan Morgan. What's up, Stanley? What's up, Shannon Mark? Shannon says, Corey, what's up, big dog? Welcome to the studio. Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Rochelle Kirby. What's up, mama? Thank you for tuning in. And Britt Carson, thank you for tuning in. All right, guys. So listen. Whatever. 2000. Whatever. Okay.
That's horrible.
All right. Hey, that's crazy.
I know. I mean, 1990 was crazy. You threw me back with that. Oh, 1990.
That's when you really realize how much older I am.
Yeah, Jodeci was out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Friendship.
Back to friendship.
Back to friendship.
Yes, yeah. So, do you have a best friend?
Yeah, I have several.
You have several
I have
best
several
friends.
best friends. And I say that because I think that I think your best friends come and they walk through life with you, right? And I think there's been different stages in my life where I've acquired friends that are super close to me, that I'm super close to. And I don't have a lot of them. Don't get it twisted. I'm not just collecting friends in a wheelbarrow, but like, I have a couple, right? And I think that's important, right? And I think that at any point, regardless of what I've been through or what I've gone through, they've always been there, right? Without judgment, without and I've always felt I can just be normal around them, right? And just always be myself, right? And I think that we've went through our trials, and I'm hard on my friends. I'm hard on my friends, but I think that we've always made it through those conversations, right? Or we always made it through those times. So yeah, I'm super grateful for them, because like you said, you can't do life alone. You can't do life alone. And I just hope that I'm the same friend to them.
Well, we're going to find out. If you are one of that Corey is talking about, please chime in.
Yeah.
Let us know what type of friend Corey is to you.
Take it easy. Be over here on my phone like.
So what makes a person a best friend, in your opinion? Because you say you have several. So what makes a person a best friend?
I think that it's really about. Well, I think for me, it's more about sustainability. It's more about, are they a good friend? Am I able to be a good friend to them? Do we have a relationship where we are able to be honest with each other and be comfortable with each other and be transparent with each other, right? A best friend is somebody that you go through life with, not just moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they pour into you just like you pour into them, right? And it may not necessarily always be equal, right? And they also will call you on your shit. You know what I'm saying? When you acting out of character, when you're not being the best version of you, they will say something to you about it. And they also are willing to accept those things from you as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they last over time. You know what I mean? I think that when I look back at just life, and I'm surprised at some of the things that I've went through in life. I'm like, man, like they still my friend. And I never take it for granted. I never take it for granted. Like, it may seem like that because you just moving and shaking.
Yeah.
But I never take my friendships for granted, and I take them serious. Sometimes I take my relationship serious than a lot of things. My relationship with my friends, it's important to me.
So yeah, I was great to say, so they're important to
Yeah, for sure. Like I don't take them lightly. I don't take friendships lightly at all.
Yeah.
Because they're like your life partners almost.
Right.
Outside of your relationship, your romantic relationship, but these people, they matter, because you're gonna go through your professional career with these people, your romantic career with these people, as being a parent, and they walk through these journeys with you.
Yeah.
Right. So like how can they not be just as important? They are just as important as some of your other relationships that you will go through.
Yeah.
Because when those things are not going well, they are there to either pull you up, pull you out, step in, right? And those things are super important. So I never take those for granted.
I agree. What's up, E? Eli is chiming in from Florida. What's up, bro?
What's happening?
Yeah, man. We got the mic stands, I'm always doing something new, right? I hope you enjoy your time in Florida, man. Enjoy that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Shout out to
So, speaking of Eli, and him and I talk about this. We've talked about this a few times. So I've been knowing him for quite some time now. And years ago, and he did not know. He didn't know when he made this comment to me what was going on in my life at that time.
I remember this.
Yeah, but he called me out, right? He called me out. He was just like, he said, "Yo," he was like, pretty much, you're not being a good friend to me. Pretty much. I mean, we'll keep it real. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's just like you don't call me and check on me. Like I reach out to you, but I don't hear from you. Like, call me, see how you doing, see how I'm doing or whatever. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize that that's how I was showing up, right? Because it wasn't intentional. And when you're going through your own thing, sometimes you don't realize how you're showing up in other people's lives, right? Or what they're getting from you. So what he didn't know was during that time I was actually going through some things. I was married at the time, and I was actually separated, go through a divorce and all of that. And I kept that pretty quiet, right? Because I needed to deal with that and process that myself before I start, talking to other people about it. And of course, when I did share that with him, he was understanding. But what he also said was, yo, why didn't you tell me so I could be there for you? Just like the guy just said about the 8 minutes, right? But we also have to understand too that sometimes we have to give people time to process certain things, and then they're able to really open up and share, because that was a very, very tough time. I'm sure, right? And to just be able to say, hey, I'm going through, or hey, and after all those years of being married, that was very hard for me to really say. But when I did open up, it felt so much better, because I didn't feel like I was by myself, because my friends showed up, they checked on me, they made sure they were there for me, and I really appreciate that. Shout out to Carl and Stan, those are my brothers. They definitely was always checking in with me, and of course Eli did when I was going through that time. So I like that 8-minute video that we watched, because I we do need some codes, right? We need some type of code where we know that our friends are not good, and we need to check up on them.
I think that's important. But I like the fact that he called you out, because that's important too, right? So
he did.
Friendship is not always about rainbows and roses. Sometimes you gotta pull up on somebody and be like, yo, what's good with you? You know what I mean? And I think those are just real honest conversations, right? Like sometimes you need, because to your point, you didn't know how you were showing up. You were just kind of in your zone. And I think that's important. And it also shows how the level of importance that you had in his life, right? Like, you absent, I miss you. Like, what's up? Like, you all right?
Right.
Because you ain't checking on me. Like,
right. I need checking on me.
Right? So I think, those are important. I think those are super important.
So we're talking about should I stay or should I go? Have you had a time where you needed to leave a friendship? Okay.
And those are hard for me. Those are hard for me. And I think they just fade out. They just fade out. Because it's I think for me, like, I am like, I'll just step away. Like, I'll just stop, like, not responding. I'm not a ghoster. But like,
you ghosting people?
Nah, I don't be ghosting people. That's corny. But like, what I will do is that I just become silent, and I wait for that conversation to come back around and say, yo, listen, like, I just feel like our friendship has changed. Right. And I feel like this is where it's at. Like, we can either reset expectations for what our friendship is going to be like, but this is not the friendship that it was before. Right. And
for sure.
And you have to allow people the space. And I wasn't good at this. It's allowing people the space to just go be. Because I take it personal, bro. Because like friendships are super important to me. So like, when those things change, it's like, what the hell's going on? Because you almost take it personal, like you did something. Right. And sometimes it just takes a conversation so you can just kind of clear the air to understand what's happening, right? Because we are just very personable people, right? And again, I keep bringing it back to this point: we're not meant to go through life alone. And when you have a friend and you close to those people, you go through life together. So it's like a breakup. It's like, yo, like, we don't talk no more. We don't have, you don't check on me. I don't check on you. And you may see it, whether it's social media, or you may see it, or you may hear about it. But like that closeness is not where it's at anymore. And you have to take it to yourself and say, like, what's changed about me that our friendship is not where it is, and what's changed about that person that our friendship is not where it is. And then, hopefully I'm a closure person. Like, I need to understand what's happening. And then If we sever in ties, we sever in ties.
Yeah.
But I think it's an opportunity that we can either reset or we need to just say, you know what, I'm just gonna go over here. You go over here. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are important, but that's hard.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's hard.
It definitely is. I mean, I think that there has been, over the last couple of years, I would say I've had opportunity to really ponder on some friendships and long-time friendships, and you know, I mean, there's new friendships that I have that are amazing.
Yeah,
they're showing up.
Yeah,
you know, they're supportive. Then friendships I've had for a very long time, and as much as I would like to say that it doesn't bother me, I think it does.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show, because I'm pretty transparent. But I think that it's important to talk it out.
Yeah.
And not saying that these people are not still good people, but we're just in different spaces. But we're still like, you know, oh, that's my girl. We're good friends, but I don't see the action behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see the action behind it all the time. I feel that I don't want you to come to everything that I do. I don't expect you to. People have families, people got stuff going on. But I think the really important things that are happening, I would want you to show up.
Yeah.
And support. And you know, even if it was just, hey, I'm running in but I gotta run out, you know. So there's just been a few things that has been consistent in that matter, and it makes me kind of question, like, where are we? Like, what are we really doing?
Yeah.
So I'm actually really reevaluating some friendships now. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine sent me a message like a couple days ago. Like, no, it was like 2 weeks ago. And said like, yo, you've been distant. Like, what's up with you? And I had to just like say, like, what I had to realize is that, because I think to your point, it's whether it's showing up, whether it's like physically showing up or showing up verbally, emotionally, whatever that is. I had to just say, you know what? I just feel like we don't have a friendship anymore. We have history. Right? And I had to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Right? So like, that's what it is to me now. We have history. We don't have a friendship.
Yeah.
And while it bothered me, because I had to walk through that like in silence, just because I felt like they wasn't going to be open to the conversation. But like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not tight with you. I'm not mad. It's hurtful. Like, it's disappointing more so than anything. But like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's cool, right? Like, I'm not like, just because we don't speak doesn't mean I'm mad at you. You know what I mean? It just means that our history is what it was, and it's all good. You know, and maybe one day we'll find our way back to our friendship. But like now,
maybe not.
Or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool.
You know? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hope that, you know, my time in your life was impactful, because yours was, and that's it. And that was the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was cool. That was it.
So we can do that in our intimate relationships, right? But we struggle to do that in our friendships. And I think sometimes people think that your friendships are supposed to be a lifelong thing, and I don't believe that they are.
Yeah.
I believe that people are in your life for, you know, again, the season.
Yeah.
You know, and we got to know when that chapter is up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what about your childhood? Do you have any childhood friends that you're still close to now?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
You know, what's funny for me, I was looking at pictures the other day, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, I got out of high school, and like, I selected the number 2. I had like a wife and 2 kids, so I was out early. You know what I mean? They was out, you know, living in life and having fun and in school and hanging out with, you know, whatever, and I wasn't. Like, I was home. You know what I mean? So our lifestyles were different at that time, because I was in a relationship and I was married and I had a daughter at the time, and then I had my son. And they didn't have none of that. Yeah. So my life was different. Like, we have insurance, and you know, we in 2 different places. So like, I had stepped away from my friends just because my lifestyle was different, right? And now that my kids is, you know, my son will be 19 this year, and my daughter will be 22. They got little kids now. right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's the reverse, but we still cool, right? And it's funny, like we went to a wedding last year. It was last year, and we were sitting at the table like, yo, like, you know, we need to like pull up, like Corey, you've been through it. Like we got little kids, so like we need to like really start talking about advice on how to be a father, or some of these things that we go through in our relationships. Like, and I was like, yeah, you know, but you don't think about stuff like that, right? You think the friendship, our conversation was all about a lot about jokes and things like that, but like as we continue to get older, like those things matter, right? Those things matter. And I've also had friends that have passed away that were like childhood friends, you know what I mean? And that was heavy, because I think that and I remember my friend Damien had passed away, I think a couple years ago. And I had to spoke at his funeral, and that was wild, because while we were tight growing up, just life will distract you and pull you apart.
Absolutely.
And not that there was anything between us that was wrong. He just lived over here and I lived over here, and we didn't speak a lot.
Yeah.
Right. But like I would think about him, but I would necessarily not reach out. And I'm sure vice versa. Right. And then, you know, the next thing you hear, something happened, and you know, so like that's heavy. Yeah. Right. So that's why when you think about the 8 minutes is relevant. That's when you think about stop allowing grass to grow under your feet. If you think about somebody, text them, call them, whatever that is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think those things are important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, Corey likes to take a lot of notes when we're doing shows, or we're preparing for a show, which I absolutely love. So I definitely don't want any of your hard work to go.
Oh, yeah.
But you had did some research on friendship dynamics. So I wanted to touch on a little bit of that. It says friendship dynamics can vary widely based on the individuals involved, their personality, shared experiences, and the nature of their relationship. So some of the common dynamics of friendships is mutual support.
Yeah. So, you know, we have mutual support, people that are emotionally there to support you, that give you encouragement, that are there to just continue to motivate you and push you in the right direction. You know, you also have shared interests, people that you share interests with, right? So like we like sports together, or we podcasting, or you know, we like to go on vacation, or we, you know, share topics and share themes that we do together. And there's people that you trust, right? Those are your confidants, people that you tell everything to, you confide in. And then there's people that there's people that you communicate everything to, right? And you kind of open up to. So, you know, I think that, again, to his point earlier, how he described it was a little different, but like, do you have all these dynamics in all of your friends?
Right.
Would you say that you do, or would you say that you?
No, I don't. No. Listen, okay. I'm not throwing shade, but I'm being truthful. No, I don't. I think the majority of my friends show this, right? So let's see. Let me see where some improvement may need to be.
Look, I'm like, let me make sure I ain't I don't need to improve on anything.
So I think so. I will say, even with the shared interests, I think that maybe some of my long-term friends, we may not have shared interests now.
Okay.
Right. So we will need to find a mutual ground, something to, you know, to kind of relate to. And most of the time it's usually something from our past. Okay. Whether it's a music, a concert, or something like that. We both know we like the artist or whatever. But
from the 90s. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. Okay.
Trust. I trust all of my friends. I trust all of my friends, but I think that there are certain people I will share certain information with, and certain people I won't.
Okay.
Because I mean, people can be judgy, people can be dismissive, or people can say, you know what I don't like?
What you don't like?
I think every Black woman probably can relate to this at this point. I don't like, if I'm coming to you and I'm sharing something with you and I'm vulnerable, and and then your response to me is, well, you're strong, you'll get through it. I don't like that response anymore.
Okay.
Because I already know that.
They already tell you that? You're strong, you'll get through it? Or
You're
they assume
strong,
that?
you're strong, you'll get through it, or you always, you know what I'm saying? I understand that you're trying to encourage and all of that. And I already know that about myself, but I feel like when people say that to a Black woman today, it's almost like, come on, like, give me something else. Like, I know that I'm strong, right? But why do I always have to feel like I have to be strong?
Do you pull up on that? So when they say that to you, do you address it? Like, yo, shorty, like, what the hell you mean I'm strong? I'm calling you. Like, do you say something? You just be like, all right.
I think I get annoyed, and it's just like, yeah, all right,
You
well,
got
girl,
friend
thank
Barbara?
you, or that.
You ain't got no friend named Barbara, right?
No, my mother-in-law. Well, my mother-in-law name is Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to talk about you, mother-in-law?
But,
Okay.
but I just feel like that is the go-to when you don't know what else to say.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that has been a common thing amongst Black women. We're tired of people saying that we're strong. We already know that about ourselves. But why do we always have to feel like we have to be strong? Why can't we just be?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm coming to you and you're my friend, then I need you to be soft. I don't need you to remind me about how strong I am. I already know that.
Yeah.
I know that, you know? So
Can I throw another one out there? This is gonna get me canceled.
Uh-oh.
How about this one? Oh, just pray about it.
Pray about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Bruh, I already did.
Mm-hmm.
And I am. And I'm sure that you are praying for me.
Yeah.
But I need something on this earth, right? I need, this is not about prayer right now.
Yeah.
Right? I need you to say something to me, speak
Yeah.
to me, do something for me, right? So like there's levels to it, and sometimes we get off on these like basic levels of responses, right? Oh, call me anytime. I'm here for you. Let me know if you need something.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get through it. You've been through something like this before. Oh, give it to God. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. Take it.
Right? I'm giving it to your ass.
Fix it.
Right? Call God.
Yeah.
He answered. He told me to call you.
You tell me.
So now what? You know what I'm saying? But that's a thing, right? Like people will pray you into isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Oh, I got it. Oh, let's pray about it. And I'm not saying that prayer doesn't make sense. It doesn't answer. Prayer works. But when I'm calling, I need you to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need you to speak something tangible to me. So,
Absolutely.
that's just one of those things. Like you talk about being strong, and people were like, "Oh, yes."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Shout out to Netta. What's up, Netta? She says skating. So Netta is one of my long-term girlfriends. And that is where her and I connect. Skating. We used to skate together all the time, but she's a lovely soul. Lovely soul. And all the years of knowing her, I haven't seen, she came to the Rebirth Live, the last one that I did, and I'm so happy to have her there. But she's just one of those friends that no matter how long it's been since we've talked or seen each other, we pick right back up.
Yeah.
We pick right back up where we left off at, and we keep it going. But we have a mutual respect, which is the next one that is on here. Respect.
Yeah.
Friends should respect each other's boundaries, opinions, and differences. Respecting each other's individuality is crucial for a healthy friendship. I respect that. I do show that amongst my friends.
Yeah.
I know everybody has families,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
and I'm not one of those friends that need to talk to you every day. I really don't.
I really don't want to.
Really not to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because of the way my life is set up. But you have people that are they're a little bit needy in that way for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that, but I'm just not one of those friends. So when I do see Netta, that's I'll say, Netta, you know, and we'll bug out. We'll
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
good time,
yeah.
and we'll just pick up where we left off at. I want to read a quick comment.
Mhm.
Rochelle says, I look at friendship totally different now since my mom has been sick. I want that friend who will be there for me when I'm sick. Those friends will, those friends who will be at the hospital, wash me up if I can't do it myself. Mom has a village. However, friends that I thought she had are not there. So this situation has me looking at friendship differently, and I now reevaluate how I can be a better friend. And you are actually an amazing friend. That is one of my sister friends right there. So shout out to you, Rochelle. She was actually sitting at the table, her and her husband Barada.
Oh,
at our-
okay,
at her legacy.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
And I totally agree. When you're going through something like that, it does have you. It changes your perspective of a friendship and who's actually showing up.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. And how do you? I'm curious to how you place that, right? So obviously, she talked about her mom being in the hospital and kind of helps. So like tough times will expose a lot of different things, right? But how do you put that in its proper perspective? Do you judge that hard when you're going through something and your friend, is that based off of your perception where they should be here? And I'm not talking about like in her situation. I'm just saying like in life, we go through something, you feel like your friend should be here. You should be checking on me. You should be calling me, but you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And if they don't have that space to do that, what do you do with that? Do you now say, all right, well, now you over here because you wasn't readily available? So how do you juggle that? How do you navigate that?
So I think again, it's important communication. I believe that was on here.
Yeah.
So I think communication is really important, because if you're my friend, I should be able to sit down and talk to you about anything, right? And I truly believe that you can say anything to anybody. It's just how you say it. And again, the person may not realize how they're showing up. So please give them the benefit of the doubt, right? So that conversation may look like, I love you, right? And but lately I just feel like I don't feel your support.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what you're trying to make me feel, if you're being if you're purposely trying to make me feel that way, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel that you're here for me,
right?
The way that I would like you to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're a friend and you really want to do better, then you should be able to sit and listen, and then maybe now ask that question, well, how can I support you, or where am I falling short? Have that dialogue. But if you go and you try to have the conversation and that person is lying to you, now it's the one thing, if anybody if you know anything about me, I do not like a liar. I don't like people lying to me, especially when I know that you lying. I know you lying because you saying you was doing this and you had to do that, but yet you up on Facebook doing something else. Like you know what I'm saying? So come on now, don't lie to me.
Okay.
That's why I don't like that.
That's why when Shay texts me like, yo, you good? I feel like I can't lie. I'm like, no, I'm not good. This is what happened. I hurt myself. You already know. Right? She has a report. That text message come across, she'd be like,
but that gives your person an opportunity to talk about.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Shay, I couldn't be there for you, or I'm going through my own thing, and it's not that I don't want to show up for you. It's just that right now I don't have the bandwidth to do it. I respect that. Okay, cool. Cool, but let's not act like nothing is happening.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's what I was saying. Like, I just feel like, and it's funny when we on these shows, like I learn just as much as I'm speaking to, right? So like, I think that why is that so hard for us to have those conversations, man? Like, but it's a pride, it's embarrassing. There's so many different things. Like, you feel like you want to do all of these things, you want to be there for the person, but you can't. But they won't have, like you just said, you won't have that conversation with you, right? Like, yo, it's just basic communication. You know what I mean?
Yep. So again, I keep asking you guys to, reevaluate your friendships. As we're talking about this topic, this is an important topic. Who pops up in your head when we're talking about this? Who's that person just popped in your head? That person right there. Yup. That person. Reevaluate that person right now. Right? Because we're talking about that person. Right? So.
Or if we're talking about that person and you feel the need to reach out to that person and reunite or fix it, because that's another big one, right? We allow petty things to get in the way of long-term friendships and people that matter to us, right? Because we're stuck in our own way. So like, I think that while we're also talking about the friends that currently exist, there could be friends that have shed it away based off of something petty, right? And it may not necessarily be petty from what the situation that happened, but I think it's important that you think about how important is this person to me, and let's go make it right. Like 2024 is crazy.
It is
right.
It is
So
crazy.
sometimes we need to, like you said earlier, right? You need to stay or leave, but sometimes we need to make a conscious decision to say, this person is important to me. Let me go figure this out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I know we're wrapping up, but I want to go through the last 4 ones that we have. Equality. Healthy friendships are based on equality, where both parties give and receive support. Both parties give and receive support, respect, and what was the other one?
Fun and
care.
Okay,
yeah. Equal measure. Power imbalance constrain friendships.
100%. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
if you giving more and that person is not giving anything back, eventually it's just gonna be like,
it's gonna fade out.
It's gonna fade out.
You get tired.
Yep.
You get tired.
Fun and laughter.
Yes.
We gotta have that.
You gotta have fun.
We gotta have fun. We gotta have laughter. I think I can honestly, I have some friends that we can just sit there and just bust out laughing for no reason, like just stupid stuff.
Good for the soul.
Yes, shout out to Michelle. Conflict resolution is important. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, right? I'm not doing that. Like that was left in high school, middle school. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So if we can't sit down and have a conversation and agree to disagree or whatever, then I'm good. Longevity and loyalty. Long-lasting
friendships often involve in a deep sense of loyalty and commitment to each other. Friends who have been through rough and thick or thin together tend to have long and strong bonds. This is true, right? So like you think about when you have longevity and loyalty, your bond, you thick as thieves. People say, well, you're thick as thieves, right? Just always remember that you've been through a lot and you can get through a lot. You know what I mean? And I think that we have to just remember that that's a big part of your friendship.
For sure. For sure. And acceptance and support. Oh man, if you can't be that, this should have been number 1.
Yes.
Because if you're not accepting and supportive, then
what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You're an associate.
You're an associate.
Yeah. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So true friends accept each other for who they are, flaws and all. They offer support and encouragement without judgment. So I want to add to that though, because like you said, we have to be able to hold our friends accountable. So although we may accept them for who they are, and I don't think that holding you accountable is judging a person.
Yeah. Only when you're immature.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's important to set the stage of what those conversations look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So guys, if you have any questions as we are wrapping up, throw them in the comments. We're looking at the comments right now. Shout out to Rob Starr. Hey Rob, how you doing? Thank you, bruh. Thank you. We try to bring some good topics on the show and really, get people some information so we can make some changes in our lives.
Gotta manage through life. 2024 is a beast.
People be draining us.
Oh yeah, for sure. They do.
They do. Yes. So this was an awesome topic tonight, and we could go on and on, but of course we are at the end of the show.
Yes.
But again, if you are having issues with your friendships, this is a good time to reevaluate. Again, I said I do it twice a year. Like who's pouring in, who's not, and everybody's not going to be pouring in at the same time. I don't expect that. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you are like pulling or holding or resuscitating,
Claire,
Right. You know, you're constantly resuscitating a friendship, and that person is not holding up their end to keep it going, then perhaps it's time to let go.
For sure. Yeah, and I think that it's a conversation away, right? Just be grown enough to have a conversation. They say that everybody's grown until it's time to communicate, right? And I think it's important that we invest in our friendships enough to know whether it's time to stay or go.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great topic tonight.
Great topic.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Listen, again, like, share, and subscribe.
Please
Make
do.
sure you share. Hey, matter of fact, send this to that friend.
Yes.
Send this show right now to that friend that needs to hear this. Okay. Amen.
Amen.
Make sure you guys tune in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Corey actually will be back with us, and we're going to be talking about likes or lives, the power of
social media. Yeah.
So that's going to be a juicy conversation. Make sure you tune in. Also, save the date, July 10th, not July 10th, July 20th. July 20th, the Rebirth Meetup is coming. So follow us. If you want more information, go to info@rebirthlive@gmail.com and send us an email if you want to come out to the Rebirth Meetup, or if you would like to be a sponsor of the event.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Any last minute words?
No, I think we just talked about it. I mean, I think that the biggest thing, invest in the friendships and invest in yourself, right? And I think, again, invest in enough so that you're willing to go have those conversations that you either need to have to stay or go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next Monday, have a great night. And remember, this is the season to renew, rebuild, and restore. Good night.
Good night.